We are Ripped Radio Network.
You are far smarter than you can ever imagine. There is no obstacle that you cannot overcome, no problem that you cannot solve, and no goal that you cannot achieve by applying your mind to your situation. Go on and
Happy Monday, everybody. What up?
What's going on?
What is it? I got two special guests today. We ain't got no Tone today. Everybody, Tone has some dental issues that he's taking care of. Good luck on that, sir. And we got to my right, I have...
Naomi the Kawasaki rider.
To my left, I have...
Mr. Coleman.
And in the background, I got... What's your name today? The other white meat.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I am happy today. How was your weekend?
Work.
You work? Okay. Yours?
It was fun.
Dope.
It was fun.
My weekend was dope because, as everybody is aware of, my daughter is having a baby. Yesterday was her baby shower. Dope. She is the biggest...
Clap it up.
Thank you.
Somebody's a grandma.
I'm gonna be a grandma. I don't know the name yet. I don't know the name that I'm gonna that I'm choosing. And the good thing is that her dad was there and her great grandmother was there and her godmother was there. So everybody's in there talking about what the baby gonna call you. I don't know.
Gam.
I came up with Miss Kiki, but they shot that down. Like, no.
Nope.
Really?
Not
Yes. Why not? Why not?
Do you really want me to go there?
Yes. Why not?
Gam.
You?
What?
Miss Cougar? That's what your cubs on the other side call you?
No,
Miss Kiki?
no, your cubs call you Miss Erica. See, you that's why you thinking the wrong shit.
Oh, my bad.
Wow.
This heifer is confusing the Miss Kiki part because she be fucking with young dudes. Like, they call her Miss Erica. Now that's cute. That's
Is
cute.
that like equivalent as you calling the dude daddy or zaddy or
I don't know.
Let's ask. Is it?
I don't know, because Kiki just ran with that. I told her one time, dude was joking with me, and that was 20 years ago.
How many dudes was calling you Miss Erica
Only one.
and loving your gray hair? Oh my God, you're 40 what? Oh my God, Miss Erica. So I was thinking
She
Miss
has
Kiki.
another friend named Erica.
I was thinking Miss Kiki because I thought that was cute. Everybody talking about Gigi and Mimi and Nene and all that old stuff. I don't know. Is that my phone?
No.
I honestly said, whatever they call me, just don't call me Granny. My mother was Granny, and I'm not a Granny. And I want y'all to know I had the hardest time yesterday. I changed clothes 3 or 4 times yesterday, trying to come up with the mother outfit, trying to be a mother yesterday. And
Leggings wasn't going to do it.
no, none of my usual fare.
Not no blonde or no pink
No
hair.
blonde. I had a whole, bruh, I was so motherly yesterday. It was hard, but I did it.
Funny putting Nana.
Who did? Funny? No.
Nana.
No.
You don't want to be Nana?
No.
That's a little cougarish.
All nanas was white to me. I know 2 nanas, and I started doing their hair, and they was the only ones that I had ever met. All nanas was white. No.
No.
Who was your what's your grandmother to you?
She's just Graham. That's Graham Helen and Graham Mary.
What,
Grandma.
you don't know? You didn't ever meet your grandparents?
Nah, not my grandmother's. Nah.
Who was your grandpa's?
He was granddad.
Granddad.
You be grandma.
No, white boy.
That's my
white
nephew.
man. What about you? Did you? Are your grandparents alive?
Hold on. Yeah. They're both passed, but I did meet them. One, Pop and Mum. That's what we call them.
Pop. See, I like Big Mama too. I could take Big Mama.
That's old.
I don't
You
care.
ain't old. You ain't.
Granny.
I can see her.
You're not
as
at Big Mama status
Big
yet.
Mom?
No,
not even
yes.
Big Mom?
Nah, you're not Big Mama status yet.
Yes, Kiki.
Kiki,
Yes.
at least
No,
y'all
you're
not
thinking Big
pregnant
Mama
at the
as
same
Big
time.
Mama, someone my size.
You need a
is
house.
bigger.
You got to wear a house gown all day with your coochie
No,
out.
with my-
You wear your pussy out.
With my
You gonna have-
with my long titties,
with your
no.
long titties, no bra.
Wait a minute, this
That's
is not
Big
my
Mama.
600-pound life. So let's
That
bring
is
it
Big
back
Ma.
in.
That's
Bring
that's
it back.
Big Mama.
Big Ma, no. Okay, Big Ma.
Big Ma, yes.
Big Ma.
Yes.
My kids call me Ma.
Yes.
Big Ma. No?
Maybe.
Yes.
Anyway, congratulations to Reggie and Brittany on the birth of their baby. And by the way, we do not know the gender. She went old school. She did not have a gender reveal. Thank God for Jesus. She is waiting. A lot of the old heads are mad because they are tired of buying neutral gender clothes, gender neutral clothes. They're tired of buying yellow. But in their defense, right, I did the same thing when I was younger, when I had London. I had 3 sonograms. 2 of my sonograms said boy and 1 said girl. So what do you think I bought the bulk? What color do you think I bought the bulk of?
Blue.
Yes, and it's a whole girl. So it just, I saw them. She wore that shit too. Look, you gonna catch these polos, you gonna catch this Timbs, you gonna catch these jeans, like you gonna look like a whole boy. And I gave her a little bush ball. She's like a boy for like 2 years. You gonna wear this shit? I don't care. You cute. You cute. So.
Oh well.
Okay, Big Mom.
Tweety says she's Mimi. My mother is Nana. Grandma and Paw says Anissa. Pop Pops. You know what? My daddy is Pop Pop and Grandpa. My mother's mother, she was very here with it. Grandmother. Because my mother called her mother. All of her children call her mother, and they call their dad father.
Proper.
She was very proper. Yeah, she didn't. And my father's mother was Granny and Grandpa. They loved it.
Somebody put Mama Key.
Who said? Oh, Kim. Big Mama for 60 and older.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
Big Mama, but Big Ma, because that is what her kids do call her. So I
call
can
me
see
Ma.
her the grandkids calling her
I
Big
call my
Ma.
mother Ma too when I need something. Ma, hurry up, Ma.
They call me Ma, period. No, when they want something, it's Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy, when they
Yes.
want something.
That's slick shit.
That is. It don't work, though.
Oh.
Yeah, my father was Pop Pop.
Okay.
They called little nephew called him Pop Pop.
Mason?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. My daddy's, I guess Pop Pop is like the newest thing, but I guess I have to look on here and find out. She said Kiki, period. See?
No.
But they said don't put the Kiki, the miss in front of it. This is what.
Nah,
Yes.
that's an Erica thing. That's an Erica thing. That's an Erica thing.
Yes. Please don't. That's a whole nother subject. We're gonna leave that over there.
Well, I did well. The father of my child was there yesterday with his significant other and all of his some of his kids. I did well. Everybody looked. I'm super excited for Brittany and Reggie to move forward. You know, I was a little apprehensive at first, but yesterday seeing everybody gel together and mend together and blend and how they love on her, I love it. I love it. If you see her she's got a month left. The baby's 7.5 pounds already.
It's bacon.
He said it's Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner for her.
Oh, Jesus.
It is bacon.
Poor little Brit.
Well, and for those who don't know Brittany's only 5'4". She's 5'4", like 100 and she's like 160 pounds now because she's pregnant, but she a little joint. So let's hope. And I kept telling her dad, I was like, your father's 6'5". Like you're gonna. You're gonna. And my kid was 8 pounds 13 ounces, so it's there. So y'all pray for her on all of that. In other news, the draft. Let's talk about this dry ass draft real quick.
Damn, that's the Ravens crowd in the background. The Ravens crowd.
Well, a lot of people were happy that Pittsburgh did a good job. Did you look at it?
Yes, I did.
And are you not happy?
I was happy. I'm happy.
Oh, that's hence the extensive bell ringing.
Yeah,
okay. Just wanted to make that known.
I was happy. I always wait. Everyone's always say Pittsburgh has a sucky draft, and our players usually come to roost a year or two later.
Okay.
But this time our first pick
coming faster.
It's coming, yeah. And I just need them to make some trades and get on these unsigns for our O-line. And I say in a year or two we going to be contending heavily.
You want them to?
And once we get rid of Ben,
I was going to ask you.
I was going to say y'all going to have to address that quarterback situation.
Yeah. Once we get rid of Ben too. But yes, like the running back,
who was y'all backup?
Yeah, and so our running back, right, the one that we drafted. I like him, but I seen all his stats. I was an internet stalker. Once I don't follow college football. You come to my team, then I'm looking into you. I'm check you out. Like I went back on his Instagram, and not just the story that everybody's putting out how he went back to the homeless shelter that he lived at for a while and did the draft party there. Mm-hmm. But he was a student activist.
Okay.
On his campus in Alabama for the Black Lives Matter. Like I went back even further, through all of that. He was on the forefront. He was out front. Like he was because I guess he was the star football player, one of the star athletes. He was up front. He was leading. His I won't say his speeches, but were to inspire, and it wasn't a hate filled. He didn't have to scream Black power, but he just had, to reach the masses. And he seems like one that can transcend race bounds.
I have a question for you though, because obviously he's a great dude. If he did all that in the state of Alabama, you already know he went through some hiccups. But y'all don't think that was too early for a running back? All the top
everybody says that, but we needed a running back.
There was running backs in the second, third, and fourth round. You don't think y'all had any other holes?
But you know who was going to snatch him? And we wasn't trying to have that. That was Cleveland.
That's what y'all was doing.
There was other backs.
Cleveland was fitting to snatch him, and this was the top rated back. Why wouldn't we?
You can get good, really good backs. The top backs.
Steelers can pick any position and make them great. However, but we ain't got no line, so we need somebody who's also going to be able to deal with a rebuilding line.
Y'all should have got an offensive lineman first.
Oh, I definitely think we should have. However, I'm happy with the pick. Like I'm happy that we got him. However, I needed them. They went and got a tight end and some D-backs and some cornerbacks. Like,
how many tight ends do you need?
Exactly.
I don't get
it. But I love my Steelers, and I'm a support. And then I'm gonna be back here.
Answer a white man question.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be back here to Mr. Rooney.
Because they need 6 of them.
They must need 6.
No, but for real,
whose phone is that?
Convert them to linemen.
Yeah.
So
exactly, that's what they gonna do.
White man, who got A's and who got B's in the draft? Quick, you on it?
Let's put it this way. Pretty much majority of the league, except for one team, got A's or B's. The only team that got lower than a B was Houston and got C+.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Honestly, it's a kiss fest. Everyone was kissing ass, and it was like, oh, they did this, they did this great, and all that stuff. Really, it's like, honestly, the Steelers, I would give them a C because they did not address the quarterback need.
Yeah,
because you knew they wasn't. I mean, well, you know what? I would say I knew they wasn't.
I would say I thought that they would.
I knew they wasn't.
They didn't have enough ammo.
Let me pull this out. I did a predicted draft, for on NFL.com. I predicted the Steelers would pick Harris. I did predict Cleveland would pick Newsome, that cornerback they got, and of course everybody knew that Lawrence was going to go to Jacksonville. So, but officially, if I was the Steelers,
I would have
GM,
went for that O-line.
You would fix. I don't need another freaking tight end.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but as for my team, I think they did pretty okay. I wish they got an offensive tackle, but I think we're going to do that through free agency and go from there. So.
What about your team, sir? A or B?
I think the Cowboys actually did what they were supposed to do and stick to the script.
Yep.
Normally, Jerry Jones try to go for the big name or try to get somebody flashy for the offense.
He tried.
But this go around, he went strictly defense. Our defense is horrible.
Suck.
We are terrible at defense. We addressed all our needs at defense. All our picks, damn near except one pick was defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I applaud them for sticking to the script. I don't think it was Jerry Jones. I think somebody else was in there. Probably his son.
He let somebody else.
Probably his son did it, and the coaches had some influences. But I think we did a good job. I just don't like that we gave the Eagles Harris from Alabama. But
Alabama's on fire.
I guess it was best to give it to Philly than give them to New York. Or let New York get them because I don't like New York. Period. I really don't like New York, and I think New York, their quarterback would have been better suited with him at wide receiver with the other weapons that they got. So they don't trust Jalen Hurts. So
we needed Sir. I wanted Surtain though. I wanted him.
And why is that?
I wanted him.
You want
oh Lord! Somebody looked at a profile picture.
I wanted him. Broncos got him.
I got a question for everybody about the draft.
Okay.
Joey, how did y'all feel about the any of your teams that signed the undrafted rookies? Signed any undrafted rookies in their acquisitions? Those free agent unsigned.
My team will do that later in the week.
That's what he
said.
said.
They did. See, the Steelers went and made deals with like 8 of them. So they did pick up some.
That means they're desperate.
I was gonna say they doing big like.
No, exactly. They're making that move. So even though in the draft we didn't get our linemen, they went but Steelers are always known for getting undrafted or late draft picks and making them stars. So
same with Baltimore.
Yeah, so I'm hopeful there. That's why I said I'm happy with my draft. I'm hopeful there because they've already did and signed like 8 undrafted free agent rookies.
Since Tone is not here, I'll speak for Tone.
Oh, please.
For the what the fucks. And mind you, the picking up Jamie Davis, the linebacker, is okay.
Mm-hmm. They did good.
Honestly, to me, they did the average. They gave him the league gave him a B+. I think it's just average pickups here and there. I mean, they didn't address the quarterback need, which though
I was shocked there.
Yeah,
right.
So, but again, this is a different type of philosophy in the Ron Rivera era. So they're not going to fully focus on develop because honestly, Ron Rivera does not develop quarterbacks. He doesn't. So he sort of like inherits them and tries to do something with them.
I was going to say, so what's his area?
He's more of a defensive-minded person, but as you can tell when he was in Carolina, Cam Newton was already there when he took over. So it's kind of like you got the sense of how Ron Rivera it was here already, getting rid of dumb fuck and
damn it,
and pretty much didn't want to try. He said I gave him a chance. He didn't really say he gave him a chance. He's sort of like, let's see it. He evaluated, didn't like it, you're out. That's how he saw it, and he didn't want to sit through the process of trying to develop him. And it's like, all right, fine. And
so could that be? Could
Steelers did?
That's why they didn't address it. They're thinking they're going to change him. Unfortunately, I forgot about that. I was mad for a while. I'm sorry. I was mad over.
If not,
you never know.
Say it again.
You never know. He might have needed some coaching. I mean,
right.
You just said Ron Rivera ain't good with developing quarterbacks, and I guess they didn't have a good OC to handle that situation, or he might just been immature. You never know. But
and both. It's a combination.
Yeah,
it's a combination.
But I think the Redskins, their pick was terrible. In my eyes, I think. Well, let me restate that. I think the position in the draft their pick was terrible because I think they was behind too many teams to address the quarterback situation. If they was to jump up and get a quarterback, they would have had to give up some picks and some players. So I guess they figured when they gonna get the best player available. The linebacker that they did pick up was good. I think he's the second best linebacker in the draft. I think we got the number one. But he is good. So they're still stockpiling on their defense so that they're banking on their defense to get them to the playoffs and win some playoffs games. So we'll see. We'll see. You see what funny Joey put?
I was going to read it. Go ahead.
He said Deion complained about 200. I saw this post earlier. Complained about 259 picks and not one HBCU pick. Y'all talk about that. Hey, I got devil's advocate to that, though. You don't think ACBU kind of like kicked themselves in the ass, though, by having a spring season and not having a fall season? Like these players that was showcased, the spring season just ended. The draft, like you have to go through combine, and they was doing individual combines at the universities. They had to do so. We was already HBCU was already put behind the 8 ball with that because normally they invite them to the combine, so they had to host it. That was already behind the 8 ball. Then they just had a spring season, and a lot of the kids couldn't participate in all the stuff that's leading up to the draft. On a normal, only 5 to 6 players from HBCU is getting picked up every year in the draft.
Right.
So I mean, that's every year. And then the rest of them are probably undrafted players. So by everything that's going on with the pandemic, them having a late spring season, you kind of like they kind of kicked themselves in the ass. It sucks because there's a lot of fucking talent in black college football. It's a whole lot of talent, and I feel like they don't give them that much respect. But the choices that they made, it just took the 5 or 6 off the board. Unfortunately, it sucks. It sucks that we have to say that. But with everything how it's scheduled, no combine, what they was going to do. I just pray and hope that some of them kids get a shot, get invited to to the training camp, so they go out there and whoop them other kids' ass.
That was going to be my comment. Is I'm hoping that with all this awareness and wokeness and what the NFL is saying and this, that, and other, that each organization will do that. Will reach out and say, hey, I think you may fit us, come to our training camp, like as in a walk-on or, something outside of a draft.
And they listen to Deion. Deion, I'm glad that Deion is a coach for HBCU, I'm sorry. But I'm glad he is because everything he's been bringing a lot of attention to that platform. They on ESPN now, thanks to him. Because you couldn't even find a fucking game 2 years ago.
ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus. They made it to ESPN2 this year. They made it to ESPN2 this year. So, but with Deion putting it on the forefront, people listen to him. So that complaint. He got a platform for that complaint, and I think teams will reach out. I think teams will realize, damn, we kind of like fucked up. Roger Goodell will probably be on his PR shit and reach out to teams like, yo, y'all need y'all to at least bring in 2 to 3 players for practice.
No.
You gotta understand.
We're not doing charity work.
So listen, they've been doing charity work ever since they fucked up. They've been all of a sudden. Oh yeah, we are for Kaepernick now. Like they've been on a PR move.
That's another issue. This is about you're bringing in new players. You follow the line. Trust me, some of these players, as good as they claim to be,
they are.
Again, hey, they can be a tight end for the Steelers down the line. But the point is the fact that
she likes tight ends.
They're just, mind you, it's a showcase. This whole draft is an overproduced bullshit of an affair, and really, I'm sick of it. Just going up there, just say a name, and then just like, okay, he's on this team. Call it good. Doesn't matter. If they went back to 12 rounds, an HBCU player would have probably been picked. Again, it's not relevant until they actually play.
So no more charity.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, but if you said it's no more charity, but if they go out there and they get invited and they whoop the 5th round pick ass that got drafted, don't you think he should make the squad?
That will be one of those unsung stories that we'll hear in a game day.
It happens on almost every roster. Y'all love getting undrafted players and getting them.
So we know what we're doing.
Okay,
I don't know
well,
what the Cowboys are doing half the time.
you see how the shot went.
Y'all
We're
see?
talking about HBCU
No, he-
players,
look.
and you see how the shot comes.
No, he
That's
wants
called
it.
hate.
Address
That's
the
called
shot.
hate.
Address the shot.
It's
Come on
gonna
back,
ricochet.
Steelers.
Listen here.
We need the shade in this bitch, though. It's hot. We need the shade in this.
At the end of the day, these kids need opportunities just like anybody else. They got fucked.
Funny Joey said, every high school kid now going to go to Alabama now and be a first round draft pick.
They
Every
was
kid.
doing the same thing when Miami Hurricanes was doing it back in the day, and was it Clemson that was
Clemson.
winning the
Yes.
title? Like
Yep.
LSU.
I mean, that's-
LSU, yeah.
It's all about, again, it's all about television. It's about exposure, and unfortunately, you know,
Notre
that's
Dame
the-
about to come back on
Yeah,
this.
so
high.
wherever,
It's been
wherever
100
it can
years.
be seen and heard, it's in any sport. If you're seen and heard on a consistent basis, yeah, and it's like, oh, he was playing at Alabama, he was playing at Notre Dame, he was playing at basketball, Duke or North Carolina. That's
We
where
have to
all
keep
these players go, and
talking
they
about
were there
Alabama.
for a week.
So what's your beef with that, though? What's your beef with that?
My beef is they.
Are you speaking as from a coach, or are you
I'm
speaking as from
speaking-
you watching and looking, and this is
For
how
me,
you feel?
watching and looking and seeing other players that has made it in the NFL from an HBCU,
Yes.
they did not have a great opportunity to put their players on a exposure on a platform because of the pandemic. Usually they play in the fall just like all the other colleges play in the fall. They couldn't play. They, some leagues didn't. Some teams or some institutions did not play at all. They decided to move it to the spring so these kids can have an opportunity. Now, if they didn't move it to the spring, they probably wouldn't even be undrafted. You know what I'm saying? Undrafted players on the practice squad. I believe like they should get an opportunity, and I don't feel no problem with Dion saying something that bringing attention to something. He's bringing awareness to a fucked up situation. All he's saying is we got talent over here. Give these kids a shot.
You think that people don't believe that it's talent there because of what has happened?
They believe. I guarantee you, they're gonna pick apart these rosters to bring them in for the practice squad.
Blackout said Florida State too.
But we all know
Hey,
in the
Ricky.
draft, the first 3 rounds is always goes to the top, the team that's at the top. Right now, it's been Alabama for the last couple
It
of years.
has.
So the first 3, the first 2 rounds, honestly, is going to be that top program. Like you said before that, it was USC, it was Florida, it was Ohio State, like whatever the hot team at the time, LSU, they're going to dominate the first 2 rounds. But after that, that's where the scouting takes place. That's where the real scouting, and that's where the kids that's from schools that's not put out there normally get drafted. And that's where you do see the HBCU players get drafted. But
So do you
It
think
wasn't
by
this
him
year.
making that and saying that there will be a change?
It will be a change. I think it's going to be a media change. I think after these rookies get signed and it's time to bring them in for training camp, there will be some kids born in the training camp.
White man, there's gonna be a change. You think?
If more people start watching ESPN Plus, then maybe.
Okay.
As of right now, no.
You don't think so?
I think so.
Know me?
I think so, just because of the culture we're in right now, and everybody wants to be woke. Everybody wants to. They're not saying
Sensitive to the culture,
right.
to the cause.
It's the, you know what I'm saying, and they're trying. Not even. It's not reparation. It's not trying to make the past right. We moving forward. We're making it equal.
Okay.
And I honestly think so. Like it's always happened. They asked them anyway, but I think this time it's going to be a more concerted effort
Okay.
through the NFL.
Honestly,
Okay.
right
we gotta
now.
call. We gotta call y'all.
Oh, great.
Hello, what up, though? Who we talking to?
What up? What up? What up? Funny
Hey,
Joey,
what up, Funny Joey? What up? Say tight end for me.
Hey, it's like y'all saying tight end. Too much tight ends going on. It's other positions.
Okay.
But it's not charity, white man. It's not charity. It's opportunity. And just like Coleman was saying, these schools are being funded to push this, the protocols for everything where the HBCUs weren't. And that's why they had to play it in spring and the fall. Those protocols, those protocols and money was not put in to the HBCUs like it was those Division Ones.
Yes.
I get it. It's Division Ones. That's the money makers. I get it. But it's not charity. Give these players, because it's not just black people that go to these HBCUs, but give these players the same opportunity, the same stage, and have the combine and all that other good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And make it equal level so all these people can get opportunities. Because all the people that haven't made it never really had a chance. And you see these old heads that was good at basketball and they never had that opportunity just because they never had money in their circumstances. It's a mean delay. I had to come on and say that.
No,
So
thank you. It is. Thank you. Stay safe, buddy.
All right, we have another caller.
Go somewhere, but don't go nowhere. Hello, who we got? What up, though?
Well, this Cinnabon.
Hey, Cinnabon from
Hey.
Charlotte. What's happening? Talk to us.
What's going on? Hey, I was asking a question. Listening
About
to y'all.
arena football?
Y'all don't leave out
Hang up on her.
everything.
Let me see.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, y'all don't leave out arena football.
Hang up on her. Hang up on her now.
No. The reason why, because y'all were just talking about the scouts and the people coming out. Y'all gotta realize with arena football, a lot of folks that can't make the NFL
They
play
do.
arena football.
Yep.
The ones that can't make the college play arena football. The scouts come because we just had a scout for down here. The Charlotte Thunder came all the way from the Ravens. So it's a lot of folks, and I'm so glad for Davis because we all know who his dad is and a whole lot of other folks. But y'all don't count out or discount arena football because a lot of the kids that play get reconditioned because they didn't get cut, go straight to the NFL, go overseas, and then ones that are in college now can play college ball because they got reconditioned. So y'all don't leave out, when y'all talking about scouts and stuff, don't leave out arena football because a lot of scouts come to a lot of arena football.
I mean,
Okay. Thank you.
And pick them up.
It's
Thank you,
But I love
baby.
you guys. Y'all keep
Love
on
you
doing
too.
what y'all doing. Y'all look wonderful.
Thank
Peace.
you. Stay safe, sweetie.
Yeah, arena football is just another avenue. There's no different than semi-pros, no different
Yes.
than the Canadian League. It's other avenues to go, but if you really want to get paid, or you want to get some type of money, it's really a one-stop shop.
Shoot
It's
for
a
it.
one-stop shop, and that's the NFL right now. Probably
So-
the Canadian League, you can make some change there. I know a player that actually went there, but right now, I mean,
So to her question, no.
it will be another step to expose, put your talent on display, but you still trying to make it to the
Very rarely do
NFL.
they come to the NFL and make a big impact. They may be
On the roster, they might be
a
a-
roster. They may be special teams, whatever that might stand out.
Speaking of special teams,
yes,
speaking of special teams,
Good Lord,
did
I'm
you
sorry,
see
y'all.
the kicker? Look, do you have that video? We don't have the video. I wish we had the video. The kicker that got drafted, he kicked the football, and he put a this is quick, y'all. We're gonna be done with this. He put a soda bottle on top of the what you call it? On top of the what is that thing?
The field goal?
The top of the goalpost.
The top of the goalpost. There we go. Ding. And he kicked the ball, and the ball hit it, and 2 seconds later, the top was coming off, and it came off the top of the soda bottle.
Okay.
wow.
That was dope. No, for real. Find it, white man. That shit is so impressive. Please find it. I was impressed. I watched it I was impressed. You weren't impressed?
I didn't see it.
That wasn't you? Who the fuck was that?
It was that other guy.
It was the other guy. It definitely was the other guy. If you find it, know me. So impressed. So impressed. And I think he's a high school kid too. And I think the Steelers should take him.
We will make him a star.
We talking about the kids. I think we should. Okay, should come to the Steelers. Did you find it? If you can't find it, okay, he's looking. But anyway, it's 6 o'clock, so we're gonna move on into our topic of the day. This one right here is it kind of hit home a little bit for me, and I'm glad that I have these two special guests here today because they also share the same thing. Everyone hears me talk quite frequently about the loss of my mother. Naomi has lost both of her parents, and PJ has lost his dad recently. And my condolences to you too.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. I want to speak about moving on in relationships after you've lost the parents, after you have lost a parent. I spit sometimes. After you have lost a parent and trying to the development that comes or doesn't come. And I want each of you to kind of speak on that, on your experiences behind trying to regain or rebuild or re-become something after you lost a parent. I don't care who speaks first.
She can go first.
Okay.
It's a difficult task if you're not real with yourself. I was lost for so long when my mom passed away.
Can you give us how long it's been since each of your parents have been deceased?
Ooh, it's been since 1998 when my mother passed, and I was 24.
Okay. I'm
the baby of the family. I had 2 older sisters and an older brother, but I was the one at home taking care of my mom.
Okay.
I was lost. I didn't know how to deal with it. My father was 4 years ago.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it was right before me and Kiki moved in, and after her mom passed away, she's like, "Nah, you took you're passing it like a G." Like she's like, you didn't break down. She was like, every day I'm crying. I was like, I've had time to deal with it. I was so lost with my mom that by the time my father passed away and dealing with my emotions and dealing with significant others and even friends and how I handled my attitude, what I did and didn't accept, everything changes. It's life evolved, but when my mom passed away, it was totally different. I won't say I don't give a fuck attitude. However, you can't play me. Like before, I was kind, and I still am, but bruh, you can't. I say it now all the time. There's nothing a man or woman on earth can do to me to hurt me, because I watched my parents take their last breaths. Mm-hmm. That hurt. Mm-hmm. I took care of my sister, my oldest sister, having to come home take care of her, and my nephew was 14. I was going to tell him that his mom's no longer here. That hurt me. Mm-hmm. That hurt me to my core. So to tell...
It's okay. Sorry.
For some man or some woman, friend, regardless if you my significant other or just my friend, and you want to act stupid in my life, I ain't got time. I will walk by you like God did not even create you.
Damn. So moving on with relationships, how did or didn't those waves changed for you? You don't have a parental support system no more, and now you're trying to move on into being someone's wife, girlfriend, lover.
I have to go by what they taught me.
Was there a change? Okay.
There was a change. However, I hate to say it and hate to put it out there. I always say I'm not scared of love. I'm not scared to love somebody. I'm not even scared to get hurt, because I'll get over it. If you do me wrong, and I know I put everything, my all into it, mm-hmm. I know I'll get over it. I am happy. I can laugh, joke. Y'all see me all the time smiling, laughing, joking with my friends and whoever I'm out with. After the fact that I buried both my parents, I'm sorry. There's nothing that you or him or her can do that's going to take my joy. So I'm not scared to give that love. I'm not scared to be hurt, because I know I'll get over it. I'm not saying that it won't hurt me and that I won't shed a tear maybe once or twice. I'm not scared of it anymore.
What the length of time, if you can give it a time? If you can't, I give it.
Honestly, it's changed.
That it took you to say, nah.
After my mom, it took a while. After it took about 3-4 years. Like my ex at the time was like, "You've changed." You did right. Like, you changed me, and I'm not taking your bullshit no more. Like all the stuff that I used to give you a pass for, not only no, but no. So and some things have softened, some things are hard, and so and it's all about your life and how you take it in. Like for real, my mom passed. It's been 24 years, 25. Her birthday was March 12th, and I cried like a baby, like she just left me yesterday. So my dad's birthday is tomorrow. I honestly don't know how I'm going to be able to take this. Like May is the worst. My sister's birthday is the first. Happy birthday, Byron. My brother's birthday is today. My dad's is tomorrow, and then it's always followed by Mother's Day. This is the worst week of my life for me. That's
what I was going to move into, the Mother's Day thing, because I'm things are very tough for me. At every turn, there is a mother reference.
Yes.
I honestly and truthfully don't give a fuck about no holiday. I do not care. I have literally wiped holidays off my map. I did, and I'm trying. That's part of my my confession. And people always tell me, "Oh, you signed up for that holiday." I said, "Oh shoot, I didn't know." Like, I ain't doing nothing, I wiped it off the map because I'm dealing. It is hard.
But that's your way of dealing with it. However, as your friend, I would say, I'm gonna give you your space to deal with it, but don't do that because you're pushing out the memories of what's associated with it. Mm-hmm. You're trying not to make, and that's what's kind of making you sad, and you shouldn't.
Okay, I received that.
You see, you know what I'm saying? If it makes you sad and it saddens your heart a little bit, find the bittersweet, because for real, after a while, you'll be able to smile through your tears, and they won't be the sorrow, the boo-hoo. And it took me literally 10 years to figure that out after my mom passed. It took me having to take care of my sister and then deal with my nephew, who was a preteen, to have, you know what I'm saying? So that's why when you say I took my dad, like my dad's father, like a G, I kind of knew how to deal with it. I'm not saying it didn't get me. There was times I cried myself to sleep. Like even now, like I said, I don't know what tomorrow's going to hold for me for that.
Okay, in regards to death, because not that you can speak for every situation, but just your opinion, do you feel like knowing someone is sickly and on their way to the grave is easier to accept than someone who just all of a sudden you look up and, oh my God, everything's turned for the worse and they dead tomorrow? Yeah. Is there a difference? I couldn't tell you the difference because I've had time to prepare myself. I've had friends who it was a sudden thing for their parents or for someone in their life, and it's totally different. Like, I can't really say I had time to say goodbye, but I saw the ending coming. And for those who don't, it's a sudden thing, and I have never experienced that, so I can't say that it's not that you can feel the way I feel. Okay. Definitely can't, but yeah, I watched the show and they were like, "Come in and tell your mother goodbye." There's no way that I was able to say that, but I saw her ending. But for it to happen as all of a sudden for other people, like I feel bad for I was able to see and watch and kind of prepare myself. You just all of a sudden got to deal with what I had to plus more, like just the death, but plus more because you had other stuff. Like I had time to tell my mom I love you. I had time to to nurture her and be there and do the things, even when she was bedridden, just to sit. Okay, you want to sing a lullaby? Like my sister, can you sing me a lullaby? I can't carry a note on a piece of paper. So trying to sing, so I got to do those things. There's other people who didn't, so I did. It's a totally different thing. Like I feel for them, for those. Like I will say, like I don't even know what you're going through. Mm-hmm. It was a totally different situation. Mm-hmm. PJ, want to speak on it, sir?
I guess to give the backstory, I lost my father last year. Due to complications with COVID, even though I think there's other things that happened. Mm-hmm. Pretty much he got COVID. He was in the hospital for, I forgot the amount of days. It was close to 60 days. Mm-hmm. And 58. Mm-hmm. And he actually got COVID out of his system, but it did damage to his lungs. He was working towards recovery. Enough recovery to move to a rehabilitation center. After a day or two at the rehabilitation center, he did a workout. They said he was doing great. Next following day, he passed. I think it was negligence.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I think it was negligence, but unfortunately with this COVID thing, especially during the summer, there was a lot of protocols, a lot of rules, a lot of things that was protecting these facilities where the clients and the patients could not sue them or couldn't do anything about it. They even gave him, they even embalmed the body without even letting us know. Like it's a lot of stuff where we couldn't get even a private autopsy, but that's pretty much the whole big story in a small nutshell. To answer your question as far as like moving on and coping and mourning, Bruce Batman made a post today. He said something about, I'm gonna paraphrase it. He said something about when a person said they're healing, that means normally they're recovering, their body's recovering from, I think he said an injury. It's recovering from an injury. It's going back to their original state. It's getting back to its original state. And so it made me think, and like right now, honestly, we always say that we're trying to heal from the situation. Heal, you can if we going over those bases and those terms and the actual logic definition of healing, you can't. It's scar tissue, like you always say.
Yeah.
These are things that, I'm sorry, it's never going to change. My mother's going to be thinking about my father every day. You know, the household is not the same. My little nephew is looking for Pop Pop. You know, we had to explain to him where Pop Pop at. We had to tell, you know, my sister, which is his mother, of course, had to point it to the sky and say Pop Pop's in the sky. Trying to explain that to a 4-year-old, you know?
Right.
It's not easy. Me personally, how I cope, I try to stay busy. I stayed around good friends. Thank you. I stayed around good friends that kept me company, that kept me at peace, helped me from being in the house, losing my mind, you know, and it's it's a difficult process. It's something that words can't explain when dealing with death. And unfortunately right now on our timeline, we're seeing so much death. We're seeing so many people dealing with death. And it's hard to, if you've never been in their shoes, it's hard to even give them advice. And sometimes that advice ain't even enough. It's not going to be enough to help.
Oh, yeah.
But that's honestly, like right now, even to this point, I'm just, my main thing is to try to keep it moving and to piggyback off of what you said about, you know, holidays and stuff like that. A person told me, and it made me think about it. Like, somebody asked how my mother was doing. And this was around the time of Valentine's Day. And, you know, this is the first Valentine's Day that, you know, my father's not there. And they just like, you know, the memories of these holidays and stuff like that. And it's just making her sad. And I was in the feeling sorry for her department, you know what I'm saying? Because that's my mother. And the person that told me, she was like, well, you need to look at that as a blessing. You know, sometimes you have memories, and these things might, you know, hurt at the time because they're just memories now, but that's you keeping that spirit alive.
Yes.
That's them still touching you and still affecting you, not forgetting about them. So even though it might hurt because you can't share those memories no more, be glad that you're not numb to the situation where you're not even thinking about them no more. If the longer you keep thinking about them, that's the more you're keeping them in your heart.
Yes.
So it opened my eyes up, and it made me look at things a different light. So
your motivation towards supporting your family, has that increased or has that remained the same? Being as though now you've moved up in your position. Like, I'm going to speak about that too, because I've also moved up in my position.
It definitely increased. It increased to the point where, you know, I've got frustrated because my father did everything for my mother. I just realized, like, he did everything for her, everything. So now it goes from, you know, him doing everything to me doing everything. And I think my father was a great man. I'm about to put my mother on.
I know, right? Look, I see him trying not to.
Trying to put on. All right. Forget it.
No, but that is the process. Listen, I
Yes.
went through it with not just my father when my mom passed, but I went through it with my brother. When I tell you that happy birthday, Byron, that I went through with my brother, I promise you I want to kill him most of the time. And living in that household, and that my mom did everything and it was always spoil the man, the woman take care of the household. Mm-hmm. But my father, that was the generation of, it took two incomes for the household. So my father had 3 girls, had to raise them also to be a little bit independent and do stuff yourself. Well, my brother got spoiled being the only boy. Yo, my aunt walked in our house one day and did this to the table, and I was like, I am not cleaning after no grown man. I would make sure for my father, and he would cook his whatever he wanted to, and I would make his dinner, but I'm not cleaning after my brother. If my mom was alive, we had chores. My week was this week, and your week's next week. Doesn't change after she was gone. Yeah. And for him it did. And it was like, so I understand your frustration.
Your dad let it ride. Your dad let it ride, didn't he?
Yes, and he was just like, what's the problem? I was like, you know what?
Never mind.
Where's my motorcycle?
Blast. We're on blast now. Let's go.
So I understand fully, but this is me being transparent because I'm about to actually, talk about. I could talk about her, but I have to take accountability on myself.
Yes.
Like I said, he did everything for her, and my mother is the type of person where it's like, I don't care about what you got going on during the day. I need it done today.
Yes.
And I'm like, listen, I ain't 13. I ain't getting off the school bus and you can keep me in the house. Listen, it don't work that way. Like, you got to let me know when something is being done so I can, rearrange my schedule. I do the show here. We do lives. I coach football. I got a 9 to 5. I work all the way out Leesburg, Virginia. As the son, understand the situation. Yes, I want to do everything for her. You know what I'm saying? And it's some things. This is the part of me taking accountability. Some things I need to be better at. You know what I'm saying? Because I still have my own ways, and my thing is about planning. You know what I'm saying? But you got to work with me here. You got to work with me here. So. That is the hard part of when you lose a family member, you're somebody trying to fill that role and take that step. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when, and I'm speaking in general, but I could take an educational guess. Like, if you lose a brother, right, or a sibling, that other sibling is left alone, and now it's trying to fill the void of that sibling that was left. When you lose a mother, you know what I'm saying, you try to fill the void of that motherly love, that father, that man head of the household. You try to fill that role. So it's always a void that's left, and we try our best to collectively fill that void, but it's very difficult.
Okay. Look at me.
I'm listening. I was looking at the comment. I'm listening.
This is not an attack. This is a question. This is not, and it's not nothing that I think. But when people speak, questions come to my head. Right. Mm-hmm. In your move up, in your trying to do everything that your dad did, are you operating as a husband, or are you operating as your mother's son? And how? And you understand the question?
Yes,
I understand. I don't say I'm moving as a husband, like my dad. I feel like I'm
not your dad as a husband, and I should have had this drop down, and I'm asking that because you don't. I mean, and humanly and naturally, you don't want her to feel the absence of your dad. So the things that need to be done, you're going to be doing. However, are you trying to complete the whole entire list that your dad did, which puts you in the space of moving as a husband? Or do you take care of what you got to take care of, delegate the shit that you can't, you know what I'm saying, and do the things because you also live there?
Well, I say I'm more of a son.
Okay.
Because I could try to do everything. But I can't. I'm even at the point now, I'm like, listen, you're going to have to learn how to do this on your own.
You told her?
No.
In his mind, he said that to his mom.
Listen.
So he's
you can't just flat out say things like that, and I just did.
Me to say you really
mark for edit. Mark for edit. What time is it? 6:23.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like some things is like, I'll like, listen, you have to go to the store and do this, or I'll further explain things a lot more. You know, as a son, and having my father there, I didn't have to worry about that. I know if I, need to come through, cut the grass, or need to do some things, need to help my father out and stuff like that, I'll do it. Need a bill paid or something like that, I'll do it. But now I'm just doing more of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm more cautious and asking more, like, what you need help done, something like that.
That's your accountability point then. That's your accountability point.
Yeah.
Your mother, we got to flip the shoes around too, right? Mm-hmm. Your mother is dealing with the same thing that you're dealing with times 2, right? Your mother have all her sisters to kind of help her do that thing. You have your friends to kind of help you do that thing. I'm going to speak for me. It was very hard for me to pull myself up out of the bed. So I'm empathizing with your mom about I don't want to go to the store. I don't. Like, I can't today. I just can't. I had to make it my business to, as a conscious effort, once I noticed it, that I was like slacking and tripping and slipping up on stuff and only doing the things, like only going to work because I got to clock in, and for real, if I don't, they're gonna fire me. Like I was doing the shit I had to do, everything that was my option. Now I'm good. And it took me some time, you know what I'm saying? But I had one of my good girlfriends to pull me up and be like, look, sis. So maybe that conversation maybe need to happen, because people only accountable a lot of times for what they know.
Well, when I say do things for yourself, I think it's more of learning. Like, I'm about to put on blast again. My mother is not technology found, you know what I'm saying, sounded, you know what I'm saying? So it's not the fact of like doing things or going places, is more of just trying to learn a little bit. She leaned on him so much, she didn't have to learn these things. You know what I'm saying? So
my dad didn't pay bills. He was the breadwinner. He didn't pay the bills. My mom balanced
she was the accountant.
The account, yes, and made sure this bill was paid. You know, so it came to a point of him. I was like, Dad, nothing was ever turned off, thankfully, but you paid the gas bill twice and then paid the electric bill.
Bless his heart.
Right, you know, and it was and luckily, like, he had a very good, decent job. IBM took care of him, and he was actually at retirement. Like,
yeah,
my dad was retired from IBM at that point, and he had military and all that. So it wasn't a thing of money.
It was just organization.
It was the structure. And for real, he was the Marine, so we had the structure in our life. But my mom was the everything, the orchestrator of and how the household was ran. So it was okay. And he's a Marine, so and he's a Taurus. God bless his soul. May he rest in peace. Stubborn. I was like, look, we in the same bank. Transfer that money to my account. So I'm online, just like you said, technology. I'm online setting up online automatic payments and shit.
So your dad was the physical. Your mom is you see where her dad like falters in that area, right? Your mom is good in those areas, or she needs.
My father paid the bills. He did everything. Now, my mother did pay, you know, she paid some bills or whatever like that, but my father did a lot of the work.
They came from the era of joint bank account.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, the money was there. It was, but my mom was the one who the bills were here. It was in her little binder, and it was all right. This, you know, and she did that. All the canceled checks came back were in her handwriting.
Okay.
You know, that type of thing. So it was I think this bill's due. I was like, all right, like, and me being the youngest. And I was a daddy's girl. My sisters didn't like me until I was older because I was spoiled. But in the relationship I had with my father, I was like, look, old man, we're gonna set this up. Like, just like you said, you're gonna have to learn something. But I did. I had to take control of that, but then had to learn that I'm still the daughter and he's the parent. So he had to, but I had to show you, like, look.
Well, question number 45, because this is 56 questions. Being as though you have put yourself in a position, I'm not attacking you. I'm just, the questions are coming as you're speaking. Please understand, being as though you are moving in that position and you are doing what you are doing. Say, for instance, on the stroke of a certain lightning strike that you decide to get married, or you decide to have a situation where you are serious and you are being taken away from that situation at your home. How much of a bullfight, if any, is that going to be, or not?
I can almost answer that.
Okay.
I didn't get married, but my sister did after my mom passed.
Okay.
And it really wasn't that big of a deal because she already wasn't in our household.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like, when I actually was dating somebody, and I had to have, but it was when my dad was sick, and I had to have that conversation with my siblings. Like, look, I'm 40. I'm trying to do, you know, I thought it was serious. We've been dating for a while. I really would like him to move in, but, you know, I'm still going to be here to take care of my dad. So there was no living in my house, my parents' house, with a significant other. I think I broke that barrier. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there were conversations. Like, I couldn't. I don't know from the other side, but, like, my sister wasn't, when she got married after my mom passed, it wasn't a big deal because she wasn't in our household, and me and Byron never did. So, but
if that lightning strike and I was to get married right now, hopefully that individual that I am marrying will understand that I have a situation going on, which I would have definitely communicated with her, and understand that I do have to have responsibilities also in another household. As
or
being
she coming with us.
Yeah, or I mean, to be honest with you, you're gonna have to be cool with my folks. We not getting married, but I think my folks are cool people. But you will have to understand the situation. Like, and unfortunately, if you're a person that don't understand the situation, it's gonna be a lot of friction. But that's the higher level of that part, being married, or right, like, even if you say dating somebody or being,
there's a compromise in each of those areas. There's a compromise in dating, there's a compromise in being married. So I am, like I said, my situation is different. Nothing took me away from caring for my mother, and God probably put it that way because I did not have anyone in my life that was that heavy. You understand? But I do know situations where the compromise has to change. You know, with the significant other, with the wife, with the mom. And speaking of, I have a very close friend whose mother was all up in their shit. And when he decided to leave, she didn't like it. She made everything horrible for him. Everything was horrible for him. And it was a struggle. And I think that there came a time where she was dependent upon him like a husband. Yes. So when he got with whoever, she felt cheated on, and psychologically, right? And it never accepted the chick, cheated, it changed, and it just strained every area of the relationship. I hope
that the men who are in this situation in the PJ, that you're not so much of a mama's boy, because that also plays a role. Even if, regardless if she takes, you know what I'm saying, that's a whole nother thing. Like, my partner has to accept my situation, and the guy that I was dating with actually did. I never asked him to take accountable role responsibility, but he was there. If I needed to move my father, we needed to out his room, to the car or whatever, to have that strength. If my brother wasn't around, I had him for that. However, he didn't have to have the responsibility of caring for my father. I never had to, ask him to leave him alone. Oh, I just need to run to the store, and can you watch my day? It never got to that point. Okay. However, so like I said, but if the mother is mothers, let your son grow up, please. These are just things that are coming up. I didn't have that. I didn't have that problem with my mother when what's happening with her. But period, point blank. If I had her, this is where she gonna be at. What she gonna be exactly. At. I mean, I don't have left behind. Like, my dad is still living. Thank God, my dad is still living and is independent right now. So I don't have to have that concern. Right. But these are things that I have to think about because my father is over 70. And it is COVID time. Things happen, and health changes, and tomorrow is not promised, and all that. So I try to, when I think about all this stuff, I put this stuff into my own perspective.
My question to you, you said, I guess it was fortunate at the time that you wasn't dealing with somebody, so you can put solely your focus on your mother when she needed it. But what happened if you was with somebody? Like, what would be your standards, or what would be your expectations of that person that you was dealing with when that situation is going on?
Just understand. Like, these are the time frames that I'm not available, and the time frames that I am available could change if the need is there. And I was fucking with people. When my mother was sick, I was fucking with niggas, and they wasn't getting it. They was like, "Oh, you will never call me back." And I got to send pictures of my mother in in her hospital bed. I got to send a picture of her fucking cat. Cause why you think I'm out fucking somebody? Here's the cat rubbing my feet. Like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm in my clothes that I had on yesterday. Yes. Because that cycle. I was at work. I was getting off of work. I'm in the hair salon. I'm working and my clients too. I had to go through the same thing. Like, bro, this is time I can get you, because if it's any time that this chick, she ain't got nobody else but me. That's it, and that's all.
And I think that's the problem with, I'm not going to say all people, but, unfortunately, dealing with people while you're dealing with mourning or dealing with a messed up situation, people does not understand that your availability has changed. It does not. Yes. And if you're watching Facebook world, if somebody close to you and somebody that you're dealing with, somebody that you're dating, somebody that you like, somebody that you're married to, they lose a loved one, you have to understand that their mind frame, their mindset is not going to be solely focused on you.
They ain't got to understand it. They ain't got to.
Well, this
If you want
is
to
a preview.
If you want to continue,
you have to. And for real, honestly, I think I was blessed. That relationship didn't last after, like, literally right before my father passed away. Me and him did break up, and it was other things, but it never was because of my time.
Let me do nitty gritty with you. Let's go dirty. Let's go nitty gritty.
Yes.
Sex. Keep your dick.
Yes.
I'm depressed. My mother just died. I don't want, and for real, normally if I love you and I'm on to you and I'm into you, shorty. Nothing but death can keep me from trying to blah, 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 right?
Right.
But right now, death.
Yeah.
I don't want it. And this, I was even insulted. I was insulted when somebody brought up, like, how long it had been. Bitch.
My morning is on a timetable.
Bitch. Excuse my French.
Like I said, I can walk away from you like God never created you. If it's like that.
No.
If you are that insensitive, for real, check yourself.
And even like now, right? Having things that tie me down is something that I'll be struggling with. Like relationships, I be wanting them, but I be thinking like, bruh, like I still have times. Okay, speaking about my position, right? Because I spoke about his. My position has moved up. I'm not a matriarch in my family. There's no other woman my mother had that came out of her. No other female is alive. I am now the big mama in my family. As it relates to my children, I am now my mother. I'm my mother, and that's a serious position for me. It's a strange position for me, and I don't know where I'm going with it. So for real, for me to have to focus on all this other shit as it relates to heart issues, I can't do it. I'm really every day trying to figure out how to be a grandma, like how not to be so fucking fly. I'm trying to be that every day, but trying to be a grandmother, whatever. Trying to be a grandmother and trying to embody and try to embrace and try
because
to
you're thinking
deepen.
about old school.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm no. Just trying to deepen. Just trying to deepen. And be more. I raised my kids.
Yes.
My kids know exactly who I am, and trying to be as as upfront and as what's the word where you can see transparent with a growing baby, and trying to dig back and get all that back out, because all that stuff for real is my kids know exactly who I am, and trying now to develop into something
You're gonna
different.
Be somebody different to that baby.
I get it, but now. That's my thought process, though. Look, you gonna have your grandma gonna be riding the bike, baby. That's just it. That's all. But just trying to do that, and then trying to find a feeling about a man, and trying to be in a serious position when I don't even know where I'm at. Like trying to process my mother's death, and that's why I'm glad we're talking about this today, because it is not an overnight thing, and it is 2 years for me. It is not an overnight thing. It is one of those things that
was lost for 10 years.
And look, and I don't need people to understand that, but I want to put it out there to people that cut the timetable, bruh.
Cut the timetable. Even when I tried to give my best, it always. I will find myself watching a TV show and the tears going down my face, and I don't know. I was like, I ain't that damn sensitive.
You know, this too, here's the biggest amount of transparency, right? I even find myself like the tie down, right, is a dope thing. I want it, right? But the days that I don't feel like it, I don't want to explain to you, which is why I don't want the tie down. I don't really want to involve you. I don't really want you to have whatever this thing is for me, and then I'm lost, and I'm out here, and then I'm you can't find me, and now I'm affecting your day. Like
yes.
I can't. I gotta find my way out of that. That's why I'm a walking contradiction. Give me love, but no. what you call it? The push pull.
Push pull.
It's the push pull. Give it to me, but get the fuck. Like that's what I am. And time is ticking. With that.
Well, take that internal clock and throw it the fuck out, because I don't give a fuck with anybody. I know too many people over the age of 50 who just got married for the first time. So, whatever.
I think the problem is we try to structure life, and you can't. It's only one person that has this written down on a sheet of paper. Is like, this is how it's gonna go, da 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 da, and he's up above. I've come to a realization that you can't force it. Shit just has to happen organically. Like, you dealing with your situation, you have to deal with a person that understands your situation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put a person that's, even if you don't want to be around them, they will understand that you don't want to be around them. They can understand today is one of them days. You could be open enough to say, listen, today is one of those days, and it could stop right there. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to go on in full explanation mode so you're depressed for the rest of the day even more. It's just the individual that you deal with got to be able to understand that's gonna be considered a flaw to everybody else now. You know what I'm saying? And they got to understand your flaws. You got to accept everything, flaws and all. So I think, as far as like dating after mourning, you have to get somebody that understands your situation or has enough caring heart to understand that situation. And everybody out here in this world is not built like that. Everybody's not built like that. Well, shit, I've been in a situation where I wasn't built like that. I've dated somebody and somebody lost a loved one, and I might have put them in a compromising position. You know what I'm saying? We all might have been in that situation. Like, you lost somebody, but what about me? What about my time? Where you at?
What about me? What about me?
Listen, so, this is not to say that that's not valid.
It's valid.
It's not valid.
Very
it's
fair.
not. It's the way you say it, and if you come off, it's me, like it's all been about you. Like, have a conversation with me. However, don't yell at me. Don't come accusing me. Like, it's all how you say it. Because you know what? You're right. You are in this situation with me, so I have to take that into consideration. And I appreciate you letting me deal with this morning. And I don't want you to feel bad about, because a lot of people say it. I've had somebody say it, like, how do I say what about me without it being selfish? Because you are mourning somebody. Yeah. And, in my mind, it's been a year or two. You ain't over it, or you ain't moved on enough to you can, so.
That's human. That's a human response.
And exactly. That's why I say, when I tell you I was lost, I haven't been to my mom's grave in a good 15 years, because every time that I would try to go to my mom's grave, I would almost run over tombstones. Like, eyes would be, just soon as I went through the cross into the graveyard to try to drive to where her tombstone was, I couldn't see. That's the tear, everything. Like, I literally almost took a whole funeral procession out one time. So, like, you never know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it affects you differently. So it's, yes, the other person, your significant other, or whoever is trying to get in and deal with you, has to have that understanding, and you have to know how to say it to me. If you're coming at me like, but what about me? Fuck you. That's what it is.
Respectively.
It ain't even disrespectfully.
It's respectfully.
No, disrespectfully. Fuck you.
Because really, let's be honest. If you don't have room for that person, you're supposed to let them go. You're supposed to let them go. So it really, you not like, if you're giving what you can and they're asking you that, then it's the big fuck you. But if honestly they're getting way less without a thought process or some type of change or explanation or a conversation, then you got to do what you got to do. Yes. You got to free people.
Yeah, and sometimes everybody's not going to be able to fit everyone's needs. Like, I mean, I'm just reiterating what you're saying. Like,
what's
everybody's not.
You know what? There's no L.
I'm gonna say it like I said.
I dare you.
Nope. No, but I'm piggybacking off of what you say. See, you gotta use other words. So, but pretty much, if you can't fit that person's needs, everybody's gonna have their needs, and people gonna display their needs different ways. Some people gonna put their needs as a priority. Some people gonna put it on the back end. If they put it as a priority and you can't fill that void, then, like you say, you're gonna have to free. It's gonna hurt, but you're gonna have to free.
I don't say conversely, you're gonna end up feeling how you feel more. Like, I don't want to shit on nobody's day. I don't want to impact your day negatively. And I felt that when I kept saying, like, nah, like, just, bro, not today. I would go days without answering the phone. It's a selfish act, but I was okay with it. I was cool with that selfish act, because until you walk and ride or drive and whatever I'm walking, riding, or driving in, I'm gonna need you to sit down.
Was you getting genuinely check-ins though? Like, ain't no like, hey, can I see you? But like, what's your mental, like, what's your mental, like, just, people checking on your mental, like the person that you was dealing with.
I mean, sorta, because it was kind of like Sort not
Did it feel-
sometimes.
did it feel genuine?
It was in there. It
gauge
was
just
a
to
temperature
see-
check.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was kind of so.
Yeah, there's a
I
difference.
cannot say not never because he was
'Cause
okay.
If it was a good day, then he probably would is going to go for more.
But yes, but the
type
thing,
of
but the
thing,
thing with
yeah.
that is where this is where my understanding comes in that everyone is not good with that. Like my best friend, bless her heart, she ain't shit. When it comes to you going through hard shit, she don't know how to deal with it. She's great at advice and she do her thing. But when it comes to like that real heavy heart, she don't know how to do it. So I think that this person that I was dealing with didn't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I guess cause I like what I like to get an invitation, you invite me to do the thing that I used to like doing with you. You know what I'm saying? So
But now it's a turn off.
It's a turn off now. But then I got it. Like it. I'll be talking too much in this show.
Real talk uncensored.
Real talk uncensored. Speaking of that, y'all. This has been a dope day. Like Tone, I see you on here, brother. I hope you feel better. I hope the tooth gets better. I wanna wrap this up a little bit, y'all. We gotta go a little bit early. I know I gotta go to work. So I wanna thank these people, these lovely, kind people for coming in. I wanna give you time to tell people where they can find you at. And we're gonna get up out of here. Know me?
Around.
Okay.
You can find me on Instagram _Mr. Coleman or on Facebook, just Mr. Coleman by itself.
I want to remind everyone that we are having another session on May 18th. No, sorry, May 16th. May 16th is a Sunday from 1 to 5. We're having another session. Please plan on being a part of it. We got some people that's coming in from out of town this time to come to join us. This is session number 3. If you missed the first 2, shame on you. You have another chance to make it up to us. Me and Tone, Batman. Come and talk. Come and talk about grown people shit. And we had very, very lengthy situations, and we even had some battles inside of it. You know what I'm saying? This one may not be televised. I mean, it may not be recorded live, but it may be sent out after it's recorded. So you may not get that option to watch it on Facebook this time because of the audio and all that. So just plan to come. If y'all got questions, y'all hit me up. I'm Kiki. This has been Real Talk Uncensored. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Peace. You see it? No! You found it. Can you put it on the page at all? And I get everybody to go look at it. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, no, I'm super blessed.
Look at
super
that.
fortunate.
Where you find that under?
We are Ripped Radio Network.